Hello students, today I teach you program graph. So first you should understand what is a program graph and how it is used, how it is constructed and what is the advantage of constructing program graph. So if you see here program graph, so we need actually a pseudocode of any program. Okay, now here I have shown an example of a simple subtraction program which for which I am going to construct the program graph. So from program graph, what is the main advantage of constructing a program graph is that we will understand the flow and we can be able to identify all the different paths in the graph. Okay, and the program flow is being understood very clearly. Okay, so now going to this program, here is a simple program, subtraction program, where it has two variables x and y, and if the value of x is greater than y, we subtract y from x, otherwise we subtract x from y and put the answer in variable z and end the program. So this is the simple program. So it has one input statement, it reads x and y value, two output statements, one if statement, and if the if statement is true, the first part of the statement 6 will be executed, otherwise the statement number 7 will be executed. Then we end the statement, then we print the value of z and finally stop the program, end the program. Now from this program, given any pseudocode, how to construct a program graph? First thing you should know, a program graph looks like this. So a program graph has nodes, example 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the nodes of a program graph, and in between the nodes there are edges that represents the flow. So from which statement, from where to where, from suppose we are in 5, line number 5 or node number 5, where we are going, either to 6 or to 7. That depends upon the input what you give. So now example, if you see the what is this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, these are the different lines in the program. So see here, coming back to the program, there is the line number 2 is you are reading the values x and y. The line number 3 is you are printing the value of x. Line number 4 is you are printing the value of y. Line number 5 is a decision making statement where you are comparing the value of x and y. When you compare, when x is greater than y, you are going to execute 6. And if x is smaller than y, you are going to execute the line number 7. Then finally you are going to end the if statement and program, and you are going to print the value of z. Line number 9 is going to print the value of z. So here if you see, actually 5, the same line numbers are converted into nodes here. And if you see, suppose if x is greater than y, that decision is made in the node number 5. Node number 5. Suppose if it is true, that is x is greater than y, then the path is 5, 6 and 8. Otherwise, suppose the value of y is greater than x, then the path is 5, 7 and 8. So here, by converting the program into a program graph, we are more clearly able to identify the flow of the program, that is identify the different paths in the program, and it also helps the software tester to develop the test cases in a more better manner. So the test cases can be generated in such a way that each and every nodes and all the paths are being covered. So this is the advantage of the program graph. Okay. Further, now the next step is, the next important topic is, which I am going to discuss today, is decision to decision path. So first thing you should try to understand, the decision to decision path can be obtained only when if there is a program graph with you. Okay, the decision to decision path can be obtained only if you first have a program graph with you, and you can construct a program graph only if there is a pseudocode of a program. So from pseudocode of a program, we'll generate the program graph, and from the program graph, we are going to generate the definition to definition path. So here, the definition to definition path, you can see it as a condensed graph. So actually, why definition to definition path is we have to generate is to get a condensed graph. So what is the meaning of condensed graph is you combine the nodes which are in sequence, okay, like that. You make the graph more condensed, that is look smaller and with few number of nodes, so it can be tested more easily. So if a program has large number of nodes and large number of more number of edges, so you from that you develop a definition to definition path, which is a condensed graph which looks more easier to test. So now I'll teach you the method of converting the program graph to definition path. So the main rules that has to be followed for converting program graph to definition path is this one. Now here we identify or we classify the nodes into the following 5 types. The nodes with in degree 0 is classified as type 1, with out degree 0 is classified as type 2. The nodes with in degree or out degree greater than 2 is classified as type 3. A node with in degree 1 as well as out degree 1 is classified as type 4, and the nodes which is forming a chain with the length greater than 1 is classified as type 5. Now having these rules, now we will apply these rules to the program graph which we have constructed for the subtraction program, and then generate the definition to definition path. So we'll see that now. So now this is actually the program graph that we have for the subtraction problem. This is actually the program graph for subtraction problem, which we discussed just now. Now what I'm trying to explain is, from this program graph, how did you get the definition to definition graph? So now here I'm writing a table, okay. The nodes, this is actually the nodes I have taken from the program graph. These are the nodes from the program graph, and this second column belongs to the nodes that belongs to DD path, that is definition to definition path, and these are we call it as case definitions. So what type of nodes it actually are? So the third column represents the case definition. So from the program graph, the nodes 2, 3 and 4 is forming a chain of length greater than 1. Okay, forming a chain of length greater than 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's in a sequence. Now if you see, the nodes 2, 3, 4 from the program graph are combined together to form one single node 2 in the definition to definition path. And this path nodes, and these nodes 2, 3 and 4 belongs to type 5. Okay, coming to the node 5. Actually this is node 5. Coming to the node 5, actually in node 5 we are having a if statement, that is making a decision. So we cannot alter that. So node 5 is named as node 3 in definition to definition path. And if you see, that belongs to a node of type 3. And you can see what is a type 3 node. If you see here, a single node with in degree is greater than or equal to 2 or out degree greater than or equal to 2. Those types of nodes belongs to type 3. So if you see here, the node 5 is having a out degree of 2. Similar way, the node 8 also having in degree greater than or equal to 2. So node 5 and 8, I am writing it as type 3 nodes. See here, node 5 is belongs to type 3 and node 8 also belongs to type 3. And then 6 and 7 nodes belongs to type 4 because it is having in degree of 1 as well as out degree of 1. So these nodes 5, 6, 8 and 5, 7, 8 I represent as it is in the definition to definition path also, and I name it as 3, 4 and 6 and 3, 5 and 6. And finally, the node number 9 is also belongs to a node which is of type 4 because node number 9 is having in degree of 1 and out degree of 1. So it belongs to type 4. And then the last node, 10th node, is the last node and it belongs to a type 1. The last node is also called as sync node, and also the start node. The first node is also called as the start node. Okay. Okay. First node or start node or last node, or it is called as sync node. So that is how we convert the program graph into a definition to definition path. Okay. Now, if you see here, the program graph and definition to definition path will be asked for 3 important problems. So the first problem in that is the triangle problem. So first what you should know is the pseudocode for triangle problem. So the pseudocode comes out with 3 types of answers, that is not a triangle, scaling triangle, isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle. This is the output that the triangle problem gives you, that we have discussed in when we were studying module 1. So now they can come out with such type of questions. They can ask, write a program graph for triangle problem, and from the program graph they will tell you to convert the program graph into a definition to definition path. So if you see here, I have given a pseudocode for the triangle problem as well as its program graph. So the each and every lines of the triangle problem are converted into nodes in the program graph, as well as the nodes are connected by the edges, and we can, by giving the inputs, we can travel through these edges and go to, from the starting node we can reach the sync node. Now for this triangle problem, this is the program graph. So the next step is, from this program graph you should generate the definition to definition path. So if you want to generate the definition to definition path from the program graph, first you should identify in this program graph the nodes. The nodes you should classify into type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 and type 5 nodes. If you classify like that, finally you will arrive at a table which looks like this, which look like 6. This is the table. So now if you see, now this is the program graph. The graph which you see on the left hand side, that is the program graph, and there is a table here which is having 3 columns. These 3 columns represent the same. Now just before few minutes back I wrote the program graph nodes, DD path nodes as well as case definition for subtraction problem. Now the same thing you have to do it for the triangle problem. So the nodes of the program graphs are represented in the first column, then the nodes of the definition to definition path are written in the second column, and the case definitions are written in the third column. Now example, if you see, the node 9 belongs to case definition 3. That means the node 9 is a node that belongs to type 3 because node 9 has a out degree greater than or equal to 2. Similar way, if you can see, the node 12 is also belongs to type 3 because node 12 has a in degree which is greater than or equal to 2. So it belongs to type 3. Like this, you classify each and every nodes in the 5 types. After that, you convert the program graph into a DD path, that is definition to definition path. And now when you convert this program graph, looks like this. This is the definition to definition path. If you see here, this is the program graph for the triangle problem. This is the program graph for the triangle problem. Now, and this is the definition to definition path of the triangle problem. Now, to generate this program graph, you should know the pseudocode of the triangle problem. Convert each and every line of the pseudocode into these nodes. Then you construct the program graph. Once the program graph is generated, you can convert that into a DD path by classifying the nodes into 5 types and generating this table. Once you generate this table, then that table will help you in constructing this DD path. Okay. Thank you, students. That's all for today. So we will meet in the next class.